Today's daf is Masechtas Nazir Daf Gimel. So we are at the bottom line on the Bays, where the Gemara says Nazira Milsa Davera. So the Gemara, let's just go back a second here. The Gemara said the Mishnah says a hey Nazir, a hey Noeh. If the guy says I want to be nice, Allah is a Nazir. So the Gemara asked, maybe he meant and all lafadim b'mitzvahs. He wants to do mitzvahs. Zekil and wants to make them nice. So the Gemara said no. It's talking about that Shmuel said that he was grabbing his hair, and he said, I want a heinah. So, therefore, it's muchach from that he means Naziris. So, frakting Gemara, Nazir most avera. L'chayr Naziris is avera. If I'm reading leinah, you're going to tell me that when he says a heinah, he wants to do a mais avera, is that called nice? How could you explain his words to mean Naziris? And for the Gemara, that yes, he could say on Naziris Lashon Na'eh. Why? The Filu Rabbi Lazar Akafar, the Omar Nazir Chayte, even according to the sheet of Rabbi Lazar Akafar that says a Nazir is a sinner, he's a Chayte. How did Mili Gabi Nazir Tomei? That's only said Gabi a Nazir that becomes Tomei in the middle of the days in Naziris. The Aid Boy Mistar. Because since he has to put away his first days in Naziris and start counting again days in Naziris, the Amar Achmana Keter says, by middle paragraph, Hasam Yibez, Vayomer Rishonim Yiplu Kitami Nizrei. Hasam hu, that's where you call him a Chayte, a sinner. Because Dilma Asul Me'avra on Nazirusei. Because maybe he'll be over on Isur Naziris, or he'll regret being Mekabal on himself Naziris in the first place. And come dois that he's bringing Chulun Azara. Amal Nazir Torah, Nazir that he knows in himself that he could handle the Naziris if he accepts Naziris upon himself, and all the Isurim that come along with it, and he made the decision, and if he knows he could not done it, he would not be Mekabel Naziris. In that case, Lav Chayte Karbe is not considered a Nazir Chayte, and it's Takashayach and Lashon No. So the whole Hail Gemara Viter. Hareini Kazet. If another says, I want to be like this guy, Nazir passed by. So, Fraking Gemara, Nihi Nami, the toughest Mazara, is all Zion that he's chopping on in his hair and he's saying, I want to be a Hareini Kazet. But Loy Omar, Nihi Nami, the toughest Mazara, Hareini Kazet, Loy Omar. So the Gemara wants to know, so very nice that he said Hareini Kazeh, but how does that indicate that he wants to be Naziris? Maybe just talking about the hair, that he wants to have long hair like that. So at Gemara, Amar Shmuel, it's talking about in a case where it's muchach, that his intention is to become Nazir. It's going Shahaya Nazir Lefanim. No, Taka Nazir was passing by and he said Hareini Kazeh and he was grabbing his hair. Zak Gemara Vaita Hareini Misalso, then he's a Nazir. The Hadin Soso Saira. How do you know it means that it means doing things with the hair, the braiding, or whatever? And how do you know that he means to Mekabel Naziris? Zakti Gemara, Kada Amrli Ahi Amsa the Bei Rabbi Lahu Gabra, like the servant of Rebbe told this person. So the Shifcha told a person that was playing around with his hair, until when will you be misalsa with your hair? And we learn out from that it means that he was growing his hair long. So in Mela we know that when you use a word, when he says Hareini misalsa, he means that he wants him Mekabel Naziris like a Nazir and grow the hair. So, Frak the Gemara still, what's the Chacha? Ema Torah, the Chsiv Sal Salel Surim Mecca. Maybe he was going on the Torah. It's saying that you should chazer over and be bedacting all the words in the Torah. So, the Gemara, Amishmol Hachanami, it's talking about Shetafas Besarai. He was holding on to his hair in the time that he said it, and it's muchach that he wanted to Mekabel himself to delve into the mitzvah, which is negeya and growing hair, which is a mitzvah of Nazir. So that's leicha. Zok the Gemara right to Harina Mechalko. If somebody says he wants to be Mechalko, or he's a Nazir, the halacha of the Mishnah said he's a Nazir. For the Gemara, Maida Hadin Kilko Sara. How do you know what's going on here? And his Mischam the Kabbalazir. How do you know that's his intention? So the Gemara, because it's not, it says Mesach Shabbos Tfayin Chesed Beis the Gabi Melechas Haitzah to Rosh Hashanah. It says Sid Rabbi Yehuda Aimer Kedei Lasud. If a guy has some Sid on him, it has to be enough that he could be lost with kilkel. V'amar Rav, and Rav says bas sida. It means to put it on his hair, on the side of his face, in order to make it smooth. So you see from that kilkel is connected to the hair. The lashon machalkel. So for Gemara, Ema Lamezan Aniyim, maybe it means to Mefaris Aniyim. Because you see Lashon Kalkala, Michav Kalkala, you see it in the game of Zionist. Maybe it means that he wants to feed on him. Because Sivei Chalko, the Gemara brings a pasuk of Bereshus, Memzayin, Perak Memzayin, pasuk of Beis, Vayichalko, Yosef es Aviv es Echav, Lechem Fiatov, and the Gemara, Mishmo, Hachanami. It's talking about Shetafas Pesara, he was holding on his hair, and it's mucha from that it's become Nazir. So in these two cases, you see the Gemara, in the last two cases, the Gemara said, it's enough apparently that he's holding on to his hair, it's enough of a yichacha. Because it's more connected, the fact that he's talking about something directly on his hair, it's much more connected, it's much more muchach that it's Naziris. Asha'ing in the case before, where Shmuel said it has to be Nazir over Lafanov, where he was just saying Harini Kazeh, so he wasn't talking about specific. I guess it wasn't as it's not as clear from that. It's much more general saying Harini Kazeh. So without Nazir V'Lefanov, it wouldn't be a Haichacha. Okay, Pashup Shading Gemara. Zok Gemara. Harei Alayla Shaleach Pera Harei Nazir. So the Mishnah said that if he says he's going to grow his hair, Allah is the Nazir. In fact, Gemara Maida Hadi Shiluach. Ribuyahu. How do you know that Shiluach is mashma, that he wants to grow, that he wants to make more of, and he's become to grow his hair like a Nazir? Zok the Gemara, the Chsiv, it says in Shir Shim Parak Dal Pasuk Gid Gimel Shlochayich Pardes Rimainim. Says that your whatever you're growing should be Kapardes Rimainim, like a Pardes orchard of pomegranates, Shetameach and Pescado, that it grows big. So you see that Shiluach is, see from that pasuk, Shiluach is a lashon of gidul, of growth. So Taisus asks, although you see that a lot of psukim Shiluach is not a lashon gidul, but since in one pasuk you see it's a lashon gidul, so it's mistaver. You say weiter, it's enough eichacha to say that he means Aziris. Zok the Gemara weiter, maybe it means Shiluach means Havara, Kedechsiv, like it says in Pasuk Eve, Parakeh, Pasuk Yud, V'shaleach mayim al penei chutzais, means he's sending things. So maybe Shlachayach Partis Rimonim also means Lashon Havara. He's sending a Partis, he's passing it over. So maybe when he says Harei Alai L'shaleach Pera, it means to cut his hair when it grows. He's going to send it off. And for the Gemara, Tana Pera Yolef. We see a Tana in Sanhedrin Daf Beis and Beis Darshan Zigazir Shav from the words Pera. Ksiv Hachat says the Gabi Nazir in Bamidra Paragvav Pasuk Hey Kadosh Yeh Gadel Pera. Sa'aroisha, it says the word Pera. Ksiv Hasam, and it says the Gabi Kohen Headed in Yecheskel Parak Mandal Pasuk Chav V'Roisham Lo Yigalechu Ufera Lo Yishalechu. The word Fera there. So you learn out that just like a Nazir cuts his hair after 30 days, so to a Kohen Headed has to cut his hair after 30 days. So we learn out from this Gezer Shava that Shiluach Pera means growing hair 30 days. So in Mela, when a person says Harei Shaleach Pera, Zaktatana for Nunzumish Nav Beis, it's Mashim is Makabo Naziris. That's one pshat. Imay Seim, another pshat you can say Zakti Gemara. Hi Shaleach Mayim, this pasuk that we brought, V'Shaleach Mayim Al Panei Chutzais in Eve Parakeh. Nabi Ribuhu, it's also a Ribu, and it means also Gidol, means it's a lashon of growing. Because Mitagram Yosef translated the Chad Mashkan Le'maya Lafera of a Rave. When you pour water, when you water the plants, the fruits, with water, and then they grow. So the pasuk saying v'sheleach mayim, when you water the peiros with water, which is al pnei chutzos. Mayim is al pnei chutzos. You found it all over. So sheleach para is also to grow here, meaning the hair is gonna grow. It's a lashon of grow. Just like you find you water your plants, they grow. So the hair is also gonna grow. That's a lashon it means. So the Gemara is actually teaching. The Gemara is saying you don't have a raya for the pasuk in either. I could tell you actually means lashon gidol. So the Gemara weiter. Harei like tzipar. And if it says he wants to bring tzipar and birds, or Remeir Oimer, and Meir says that. So then the Mishnah says machlekes. Remeir says he's a Nazir. Chachamim say he's not a Nazir. So the Gemara, my time in the Remeir. What's the reason Remeir holds that he's a Nazir? He stam said Harei like tzipar. Has a mashma any connection to Naziris? Zakti Gemara, Amar Shlakish. Shlakish says, Tziparin Samuchim L'Seir Kibolov. He's Mikabel himself, Tzamarin, which are close to Seir. So what does that mean? Zakti Gemara, Dechsiv, it says with Shlakish. Dr. Shlakish, the Pasuk says in Daniel, Parak Dal, the Pasuk Lamed, Ad di Sare Kenishrin Rava V'Tefroi Ketziparin. It says over there that the hairs of Nebuchadnezzar grew like the wings of an eagle, and his nails were like birds. So you see that in that pasuk in Daniel, that his tziparim, his nails. So I'm sorry, I said tziparim means before birds, but it doesn't. It means nails. So you see from this pasuk in Daniel, Zakor Shlakish, the pshat is that Tziparim is close to the pasuk of Seir, for the pasuk in Daniel. So Memela, that's where you see the connections. Connecting the Memela is a Nazir. But Remeir Sabar Zakdamar Matas Inish Remidi Samachle. That when a person uses a lashon and neder, he's using something that he's familiar with. So therefore, when it says Harei like Tziparim, we say. So the Gemara is explaining. So Remeir is the one that holds that he becomes a Nazir. So the pshat is that he, with the lashon that's familiar with him, and that's what it is. We say that he means something that's totally basar because that's what he's familiar with. When he says tziparim, that's what it means. Rabbanan Zakimara, Rabbanan Sabri, they hold that like tziparim is not a Nazir because lemat inish b'midin samachle. A person is not normal to Mikabel and Naziris for Chai Gavna in such a lashon, and Avadi you say that's not his intention. So that's Rabbi Shlakish's pshat. Rabbi Yochanan Amar, Rabbi Yochanan says no, different pshats. Machlekes Rabbi Yochanan and Shlakish. Rabbi Yochanan says the Kuli Amal Loi Matvis Sai Rabbanan Sai Remeir. None of them hold that the guy's matvis, the thing that's familiar with him, or it's close to the pasuk, any of that. Lahaina time of the Remeir, Pshana Remeir is Chashin and Shem Tzipari Nazir Tamei Kibolov. We're afraid that maybe he's mischaben on something. So I just want to take a step back because I said before that Tziparim in the Mishnah means nails, doesn't mean birds. I think it actually does mean birds in the Mishnah. But Rish Lakish was just explaining that the Tziparin in the Daniel, the Tziparin in the pasuk in Daniel, that is talking about his nails are like Tziparim. That's what it was saying, the pasuk. But the Mishnah, with Taka saying, I think it means Tziparim, and we say that he's thinking the lashon of the pasuk was Taka Tziparinov, which does say next to. Here, Seir on the pasuk. Okay, so Al Kopanim Zakti Gemara now. Rabbi Yochanan says no, nobody holds this thing in the lashon of the pasuk, and that's his Gavana. Then what's up shot? Rameir holds a chayshish that he means Sipari Nazir, because a Nazir, the halach is a Nazir that becomes Tamei in the middle of his Naziris. He brings Siparim, so we say maybe that's what it means, and therefore he's a Nazir. So Zakti Gemara Michti Chashinin Ka'amar. This that Rabbi Yochanan saying Shitas Rameir the Naziris is Chal when it says I really like Siparim is because of Chashat. Fact the Gemara, what do you mean? Maybe he's makabel on himself to bring tziparim as in the dava. Maybe he's coming to bring as a carbon birds. So Gemara, Im Kain, Harei Alai Kain Mibayli. Should have said Harei Alai Kain. I'm just going to bring birds because that's a normal derech. And someone donates Ayla Sa'if. That's what he says. And since he didn't say that, so it's muchach from his words that he's bechaven to Nazirus. Maybe how do you know it's going on at Tzipar Nazir? Maybe it's going on Tzipar and Mitzayra. Because Mitzayra could be mechuyev in birds when it becomes tar. And it's not from Kamal and Nazirus. And for the Gemara, going to show you another Lefanav. No, it's talking about another Lefanav. The Miller, when it says a very light Tziparim, it's clear that that's his intention. In fact, the more of a Doma Nazir Tami, maybe the Nazir was over the fun of how do you know he's a Nazir Tar? Maybe he's a Nazir Tami, how do you know? Or the fighter Kamar. And maybe he means to say that I'll bring his carbonas for that Nazir. Instead of the Nazir bringing them, I'll bring them for him, but not that he wants them to come with zeros. And the Gemara could go Nazir Tar over Lafanav. It's talking about that the Nazir Tar was over Lafanav, and he knew, and the Noider knew that the Nazir was a Nazir Tar, and the Mele is Mischan for Naziris, because a Nazir Tar does not have a Chi of Karbanas. Zakti Gemara, my benai, what's the difference between a Shlokish's Pshat and Rameir and Yochadan's Pshat? And for the Gemara, it could be benai, going to Amar Tziparin Hasmuchin L'Seir alive. He says that Tziparin, which are Smuchin L'Seir alai. So this Tziparin means nails here, that's clear. So Zakti Gemara that Rabbi Yochanan Afagav Da'arma Hachi, even though he says it, and it's clear that it means the Tziparim which are shaykh to the mitzvah Tluya B'Sar, which is yours. L'maisei Nazir L'Fanav, if Nazir's not walking by, it's not going to happen. It's not Nazir Slay Rameir. In the Loi Loi. But Rabbi Shimon Ben Lakish Afagav De Nazir L'Fanav, you'll still say Nazir S'chal out the smichus. Because it's clear that he said Tziparim Hasmuchim L'Seir. He even said he said it specifically. He said it clearly. Zakti Gemara, Frekti Gemara Vaiter. Miyakal Amanda Amar Limatis Inish V'Mosad Samachle. Is there a Amanda Amar that holds that a person is not matis in his neder, something that's normal for words to be next to each other, like Rish Lakish said from the pasuk? But Tanya Imer Yamin, the guy says Yamin that he's not going to eat this kikar. Harezu Shvur. It's considered a shvur, and he's over on a shvur, and he eats that bread, then he gets malchus. So Gemara, my timer, why is a lashon yamin a shvur? Lav mishum, because the yamin is close to the word shvur in the pasuk, because it says in Daniel the chsiv, Daniel parak beis pasuk zayin, v'yarem yamina yusmoilei el hashamayim v'yishava b'chei olam. It says v'yarem yamina. Next to the word Vayishava. So how's our machlekes on that? It's a clear pasuk in Daniel Paragid Beis pasuk Zayin. How does Rabbi Yochanan not hold of it? Amri Zakti Gemara, the Bnei Yeshiva said, not the pshat is that Yamin is a lashon shvur because it's close in the pasuk. Rather, you could say Mishum the Yamin Gufei Ikri Shvur. Yamin itself is a lashon shvur. What's the right? Tanya, we learned in the Brisa, Minayin la'omer Yamin shleichel kigazu, that it's a shvur. Shenemar. It says in pasuk Yeshaya Parak Samach Beis pasuk Ches Nishba Hashem b'minoi. Hashem swore, made a shvur. And the word yamin, and the word, so you see clearly that the word yamin is a lashon shvur. It's an actual lashon shvur. Zakti Gemara. Minayin la'omer smoil shleichel kigazu. How do you know that's also a shvur? Zakti Gemara, because it says in the hemshech of the pasuk it was roya uzoi. And since it said first the lashon yamin, so you see when it says roya uzoi, that must be going on the left hand. So Zakti Gemara, you know what? Smoil is also an actual lashon shvur. Very good. Let's start the next mishnah. This mishnah is going to be talking about that even if somebody is mekabel himself, one isser of the isurim that a nazir has, the halach is that all the dinei naziris are chal on him. So Zakti Mishnah, Areini nazir min achatzanim, from seeds of grapes, uminazagim, or from shells of grapes, uminat taglachas, says I'm not going to cut my hair, uminat tuma, he says I'm not going to tie my mace. So once he makes a neder on one of these, Allah is harez a nazir. So like he says, harez a nazir stam. It's like it's mekabel reg naziris. V'chol the duke naziris Allah, and all dinim of naziris are chal. Zok the heilig Gemara. Masnisin like Reb Shimon. It's machlekes. It didn't mission. Not everybody agrees with it. It's not like Reb Shimon. The Tanya we learned in the Brayser. Reb Shimon says, "Ein chayav at sheyidar mikol." He's only chayav Nazirus once he makes a Nazirus, a neder on all Yisurim. Rabbanon say, "Afilu le Nazir ala b'chad min hayin." Even if he's only mikol on one of them, having Nazir. Kumtais missions like the Rabbanon, and not like Reb Shimon. So Gemara, my time at Reb Shimon that holds, you're not usher and all until you makabel all halachas and naziris. Amakra pasuk says, "By midr perak vav pasuk dalad mikoyla sheyasem migefen hayayim mechatzanim va'ad zog." And the lashon mikoyel, Dr. Reb Shimon, is mashma only becomes a nazir if it's makabel all to the naziris. Rabbanon, my time. What's trying to Rabbanon? The Chayr says mikoyel. Amakra it says by midr perak vav pasuk gimel miyayin v'sheichar yazir. So you see from the fact that the Torah specifies and says Isser on Yain and Sheicher on top of what already said before, Mikol Yase Migefen Hayayin. So why does it say again Miyayin v'Sheicher Yazir? So the Rabbanon whole that's coming to tell you that even if he's Mekam Naziris only on one of these Surim, the whole Naziris is Chal. So that's Pashup Pshat, where they learn out Machlekes Rabbanon and Reb Shimon.